Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have a memo that says more borrowers have been kicked out of HAMP than have received permanent modifications. Cumulatively, HAMP has now placed 346,000 borrowers in permanent mortgage modifications, but this is overshadowed by the fact that 429,000 temporary modifications and 6,300 permanent modifications have been canceled. But I'm now told also that the Fitch rating service recently came out and said that they estimated that 75% of those permanent modifications will ultimately default. And then I'm also told that TARP set aside $75 billion for this program, but only 30 to 40 million has been paid out in the first year and a half. At that rate, it would take 200 years, roughly, I guess, to get all this money out, which it seems to me ridiculous that they've set aside that much money for what it now appears to be a failed or failing program. Because I just heard in response to questions from Chairman Jordan that only about 10 to 20% of your loan modifications are under HAMP in the first place, and that and we were told before the hearing, and my understanding is now that's been confirmed here by most of you, that almost all of these modifications under HAMP you would have tried to work out through your own private modification programs. So I don't believe I've ever heard of a program that is doing less or working in a worse way, just about. And that's I'm wondering if any of you would dispute what Mr. Pinto said when he estimated that HAMP will ultimately meet only 6 to 8% of its original goal, and he used the words numbing complexity. Do any of you dispute that estimate, that a very pessimistic estimate that he has presented here today, or would any of you dispute his description of the requirements as being numbing complexity?
Congressman, I'm not sure that I would use that phrase to describe HAMP. I believe that we all stood behind HAMP and created it together along with the Treasury Department. We wanted to make sure that we had one uniform program, and we really focused on scale on that program. And I think it's important for us to understand that we all collectively got behind this problem and focused on scale. Last year, it wasn't the case. More importantly, we got the GSEs to come behind a program, and all our loss mitigators now had one program that they had to deal with, as opposed to nuanced proprietary programs. So I believe that HAMP worked in scale when it needed to. However, I believe there's a part B to that, which is that this problem is moving. It's moving forward. And I believe that we now need to focus on fallouts from HAMP, we need to focus on redefaults, and we really need to focus on a targeted foreclosure prevention program. So HAMP needs to evolve, no question, but I think that it served its purpose when it did. And I want to applaud my colleagues for having tried as hard as they did, along with ourselves, in scaling what was an important response to homeowners at the time.
Any other comments?
If I may, I just add one other thing. Is before HAMP, there was, I think one of the significant advantages of HAMP has been the establishment of standards, and in particular the debt-to-income ratio that was used even on our proprietary programs prior to HAMP was higher than the 31%. And to establish that as a standard, that's usual and customary, so that where we have the ability to work on behalf of investors, we can do so, has enabled the results we do have with HAMP, but equally importantly, the results that we do have in our proprietary programs as well. So that is a significant advantage.
Of course, if it was working the way it should, your companies would stand to make a lot of money out of it and become government contractors, at least to the extent in this for this program. Thank you very much. Yes, I'll yield.